One swipe on Instagram, and suddenly the 4th of July feed explodes. 24-year-old Gia Giudice, eldest daughter of Teresa and Joe of Real Housewives of New Jersey fame, stares straight into the camera, a neat stack of letters beside her. President Trump, she says, I hope these reach you. Within hours, the hashtag Bring Joe Home rockets across timeline. Can the signature of one reality TV billionaire turned president erase a 41-month fraud conviction, a deportation order, and 6 years of exile? Or will a daughter's plea collide with Washington's cold arithmetic? But that 60-second clip was only the spark. The powder trail began more than a decade ago. Fireworks were still echoing over suburban Jersey when Gia Giudice tapped post. Her July 4th reel is raw. No ring light glamour, just a dorm room lamp and a desk piled with envelopes addressed to President Donald J. Trump, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. She signs each letter in blue felt tip, flips it toward camera, and delivers the line that detonates across timeline. Watching the Chrisley family receive a second chance showed me families can be restored. I'm asking for that same grace. Within 24 hours, Entertainment Weekly clocks the clip at 690,000 K views, 12,000 shares, and a sentiment split that feels exactly like modern America. 52% let Joe come home. 48% crime shouldn't get a sequel. Bring Joe Home trends at number 6 on X. Giudice privilege debuts at number 9. Even Bravo execs on a holiday break scramble midnight Slack messages. One producer screenshotted, Gia just gave us half a season in 60 seconds. Comment sections erupt. Savannah Chrisley posts a prayer hands emoji. A former IRS agent replies, how about a sorry to the taxpayer? Yahoo's headline the next morning nails the whiplash. Tone deaf or devoted daughter? And tucked between hard eyes and eye rolls sits the big unknown. Does presidential ink actually overrule an immigration judge's stamp? To answer that, we rewind to the moment when a courtroom gavel cracked the Giudice story wide open. Each summer, 2013, federal prosecutors file a 39-count indictment, mail fraud, wire fraud, bankruptcy fraud, against Teresa and Joe Giudice, both now household names thanks to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. They smile for mugshot camera, film confessionals the same week, and unleash a ratings spike Bravo has never denied. By 2014, the plea deal is public. Teresa takes 11 months. Joe, whose name appears on most of the forged docs, gets 41. The judge staggers sentences so the 4 girls won't lose both parents at once, a mercy that becomes a storyline of its own. Inside Allenwood Low, Joe calls himself Juicy Joe to fellow inmates, leads an Italian cuisine cooking class, and complains on jailhouse phones about commissary marinara. Outside, Teresa films yoga sessions and holiday specials to pay mounting legal bills. But Joe's real Achilles heel isn't the sentence, it's citizenship he never obtained. He came from Serrano at age 2 on his parents' Italian passport and never naturalized. Under Immigration and Nationality Act, Sections 2, 37A, 2A, 33, and B, an aggravated felony plus no citizenship equals mandatory removal. When his sentence ends October 2019, ICE is waiting at the gate. Cameras capture a cuff-to-ankle ride to Pennsylvania's Clinton County Detention Center. Joe later calls it worse than prison. No sunlight, no pasta, just chain link. 3 weeks later, he FaceTimes Teresa from Rome, fighting tears. The reunion ratings bonanza fizzles fast because a new reality sets in. Joe can't come back, and that's where Exile, Act 1 begins. Italy will feel short-lived, but it teaches Joe one brutal lesson. Distance isn't measured only in miles. Act 1, Salerno, 2020. Joe crashes with cousins, but language gaps and relentless paparazzi make regular jobs impossible. Italian tabloids mock his Jersey swagger, and locals record him every time he orders an espresso. Daughters visit between school terms. Flights cost Teresa $6,000 a pop. Joe tries vlogging, real Italian renovation, but spotty Wi-Fi and zero brand deals tank at revenue. Act 2, Nassau, 2021 to present. A promoter books Joe for a celebrity boxing match against a YouTuber. He lands, tastes conch salad, and never gets back on the return flight. Why? Location math. Newark to Nassau is 2 hours, no Schengen visas required, English is common, and tourist carpentry gigs pay cash. Bravo cameras roll as the girls hug him on Bahamian docks. Mid-season 14, pushing demo ratings up 11%. Life Island side looks better, daily ocean laps, a small carpentry crew, and an on-again fling with a local restaurateur who refuses on-camera kiss. Yet every glimpse of happiness fuels critics. If he's thriving, why pardon him? One viral tweet scoffed. Critics or not, Joe's tropical reset is merely prelude. Because 900 miles north, another reality clan just jumped the clemency line, and the president's pen is still wet. May 27th, 2025, 8:42 p.m. The Office of the Pardon Attorney quietly uploads a PDF, 16 pardons, 6 commutations. Line 7 list, Todd and Julie Chrisley, serving a combined 19-year sentence for bank fraud and tax evasion. Within minutes, Savannah Chrisley posts a tear-drenched selfie. Fox News cuts to her live. MAGA blogs hail faith-based persecution reversed. Analysts see the calculus. A devout, camera-ready family with an evangelical fan base equals votes in Georgia's exurban counties. Axios calls it Pardontainment politics. Trump makes zero apologies. I fix unfair sentences. That's what I do. Gia's team spots the opening. If the Chrisleys, convicted in 2022 and locked up by 2023, can walk free in 2025, why not Joe Giudice, who's already served his time and has daughters filming for Bravo? Strategy note. Leak. 1. Echo Savannah's family first mantra. 2. Flood the White House comment portal. 3. Collect bipartisan signatures from New Jersey reps who love Italian-American vote. But politics is a two-sided coin. Flip it, and you land in backlash. By July 6, 2Fab tallies 9,700 X posts per hour attacking Gia's request. Many resurfaced Joe's 2014 jailhouse quip, "If the IRS shows, I'll hide the cash." TikTok stitches overlay court documents with neon yellow $260,000 tax bill stickers, while Popcrave tweets a poll, "Should Joe come home?" Result, 61% nope. On the flip side, Housewives fan pages flood feeds with tearful Giudice family montage. One post of toddler Adriana dancing with dad hits 2.4 million likes in a day. People interviews an immigration attorney who calls the backlash class-based moral outrage disguised as justice purity. Still, backlash has teeth. A Change.org petition titled, "Hold Joe Giudice Accountable," cracks 150,000 signatures. Advertisers notice. A cookware sponsor quietly pulls a mid-roll ad from Gia's lifestyle vlog. Here's Civics 101 most hashtags miss. A presidential pardon erases the criminal conviction, but not automatically the civil order of removal. USCIS policy confirms a pardon may, but does not always, eliminate the basis for deportation. Immigration nerds point to matter of such. 2003, a Board of Immigration Appeals opinion holding that pardons waive only specific crimes listed in INA Section 237A2. A veil fraud. Joe's main rap is not on that waiver list. The Department of Justice OLC once opined that some fraud-based removals could be nullified, but DHS has final say. So even with Trump's signature, Joe must file Form Y-212, permission to reapply after removal, secure DHS consent to reopen his case, pass renewed background check, tax compliance included, obtain a returning resident visa through a U.S. consulate. Lawyers estimate 6 to 12 months after clemency before Joe could legally board a Newark-bound flight. One attorney notes ICE can still say no on public interest ground. Gia's legal file, sources confirm, now holds 37 affidavits. 4 daughters, Teresa, 2 parish priests, and a Bahamas business partner vouching for exemplary carpentry work. Legal hoop jumping aside, TV executives smell plotline and revenue. RHONJ's season 15 reunion pulled its lowest demo in a decade. Executives privately call it post-table flip fatigue, but one leaked deck outlines a revival arc. If Joe steps on U.S. soil by Q2 2026, spin-off Giudice reunion, 8 episodes on Peacock Plus crossover into Next Gen NYC. Numbers look tantalizing. Projected plus 23% subscriber lift among 18 to 34 females. Ad packages selling at double standard CPM due to high controversy inventory. Yet risk slides follow. Brand safety teams warn churn among viewers already weary of financial crime story. One vitamin sponsor sets a pardon clause in its contract. Pull out rights if Joe reoffends within 18 months. Beyond Bravo, celebrity redemption content is booming. Todd Chrisley's post-pardon podcast debuts at number 2 on Apple chart. Netflix inks a limited series on Martin Shkreli's prison to Web3 pivot. Axios dubs it crime to prime time. For Gia, though, Nielsen numbers are secondary. Her next play involves halls far from Bravo studio. July 22, 2025. Gia is booked on United Flight 2116 to D.C., rolling a suitcase plastered with number Bring Joe Home stick. According to 2 congressional aides, she's slotted for 15-minute meetings with Representative Mickey Sherrill, DNJ, and Jeff Van Drew, RNJ, plus a photo op outside the Cannon House office building. The optic, bipartisan Jersey back, matter more than the short agenda. Behind the Hill hustle, Gia's also auditing night classes in immigration law at Rutgers. Her Instagram story shows contracts final. She drops a TikTok urging viewers to write their own clemency letter. Template in bio. Snail mail address included. Downloads hit 42K in 3 days. Lobby consultants float next step. A press conference flanked by military family advocates positioning Joe's case inside a broader family reunification narrative. A sit-down with Alice Marie Johnson, now Trump's unofficial pardon czar. Meanwhile, critics plan counter-rally, chanting privileges shouldn't fly first class. And through it all, Joe refreshes WhatsApp in Nassau, waiting for a silent phone push notification that could rewrite every passport stamp in his wallet. A family divided by 1,091 ocean miles, a president weighing suburban reality TV votes against get tough rhetoric, and a daughter who turned a 1-minute reel into headline artillery. If the pardon sat on your desk, would you grant it? Drop your verdict below. Smash subscribe, because the ink on those envelopes is still drying, and the next twist may fly in before the hurricane season does.